I have literally been recording for an hour. An hour. And now the heartburn kicks in? Alright folks, welcome back to episode 14 of the Minecraft series. As you can see by all of this, I've been pretty hard at work since last time. I'm an hour into this recording session, and so far, pretty much all I've done is dig and build. And of course cut down trees in order to build as well. The reason I'm popping back in here, most of the stuff is finished. Just as I went to, get back to commentating, I realized, oh wait, there's another thing that I want to do, but meh. But yes, as you can see, we have hit Deep Slate. That is, like I mentioned, I want to make pretty liberal use of this stuff for the purposes of the big old door. That we're going to have as sort of the main entrance into the keep area from that direction, which means that Deep Slate is going to be my main sort of resource that I'm getting out of this mine. I also lit up all the rest of the spooky cave. There was a skeleton with leather armor. I might include that fight in the video just right at the start, with me, not saying anything and just focus gamering it. It's not the most interesting thing to watch, but, as a nice little intro, ellipses, question mark. It wouldn't be, it's better than nothing, I guess. I'm trying to experiment. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are familiar with my tabletop RPG channel, or not channel, but series that I'm doing on my group stuff channel, that is something that I've been doing from time to time over there. When I feel like there is something that merits a cold open, I, make a cold open. But for the most part, I haven't really felt like there's much cold open worthy stuff there. And obviously there's less here. But just looking at the view duration and viewer engagement graphs on the YouTube Creator Studio, excuse me. Why does the heartburn kick in when I start actually commentating? I have literally been recording for an hour. An hour. And now the heartburn kicks in? Okay, I think I've got my cold open with that. Jeez. I hate heartburn. Heartburn sucks. It's... I don't know why I get heartburn so easily. I just do. Sorry about the clicking. I've got like a little Apple charger brick here that I'm just using as a fidget. Because I have ADD, so I tend to fidget with things. But yes, as I was saying, I'm going to start trying to do some cold opens going forward. Because those graphs are really, well, discouraging in a sense. I mean, when you look right at a viewer engagement graph and you see, oh, I've got like 100 views on this, but then by the 30-second mark, no one's watching anymore, right? That's really, really discouraging and disheartening. Because it tells me that people are interested in the concept of the content, but not the execution. And I still need to learn After Effects, and once I do that, I'll be able to actually put in better production quality on all this stuff. But it's just like, come on, man. Like, why? You know, and that's the other thing, right? I see a bunch of people, well, I say a bunch, I see some people liking my stuff, but never commenting, never giving, like, feedback beyond just clicking a like button. And I can't even see in the analytics or anything like that where they are clicking the like button on the timeline. So I don't know if they're just clicking a video, clicking like, and then clicking off like a bot. I don't know. I can't know. And I wish I could know, because then that would give me the ability to actually, like, discern feedback, essentially. Obviously, you can't leave comments on these Minecraft videos because I have them set to made for kids to try and shenanigan the algorithm a little bit. Which, I mean, maybe that's not the most moral and upstanding thing for me to do, but hey. It's something. Although, weirdly enough, even though these Minecraft videos do tend to be, like, big spikes from time to time, they were initially my highest performing series on this channel. Currently, my actual highest performing series is Hearts of Iron. And I don't know why. It's a strategy game. It's a lot of me focusing and not really doing much commentating. I guess, especially last week. Last week got the best freaking reactions out of me of anything I've made so far. Unless you like me just screaming exasperatedly with Ark on Sanctum. Which, I mean, it wasn't even screaming exasperatedly, it was just giving up on life over a progressively longer period of time. But, yeah, my sheer disgust at the British AI in Hearts of Iron is just, like, come on, man. I get that you just did the focus that gives you war goals on people who've generated too much tension. But we are all currently on the same side in a war. Why are you not helping? Why are you helping the enemy instead? Like, this is not good for my heartburn. Getting all the vinegar going in my bloodstream is not good for the heartburn. Too much acid, too much acid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, metaphorical vinegar, but you know what I mean. I hope. I think. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? What I know is that is the saltiest I have ever gotten at AI. Like, I have had some AI what are you doing moments. Like, you know, I'll be playing Team Fortress 2, and all of the bots on my team on offense will have pathed themselves into a corner and spawn, and they don't understand that there's a wall there and a door somewhere else. That's always fun when it happens, but even then it's just like a matter of, okay, well, I guess I'm restarting this map. As opposed to, I am now metric, like, you know, I'm now 13 episodes deep into this series. The end was on the horizon, right? I'm about to be able to do liberating the world with another country. And then along comes Britain. Along comes Britain, who just can't leave well enough alone, just can't accept that maybe, just maybe, their war on me can wait until we're both no longer at war with Russia. And they just have to come in and wrecking ball it. And, I mean, I'm making assumptions, but with all the allied troops along my border, like, genuinely, for the last, 4 days, 5 days, I've been dreading getting back into that game. Because I know it's going to just be a two-front slog. Because now, right, we've got basically a four-way war where two of the sides aren't fighting each other. Like, there's Russia at war with the Polish faction, my faction, and the Allies. Then there is Poland the Polish faction, who are at war with the Allies and Russia. Then there's my faction at war with the Allies and Russia. And then there's the Allies at war with the Polish faction, my faction, and Russia. And it's just like, what is this mess? Like, the paradox. If somehow, for whatever reason, you end up watching these videos, please, I am begging you, fix your AI, create some sort of system in there. I'm not a computer programmer, I don't know how this stuff works, but create some sort of system where the AI will not declare war on countries currently at war with a country they are at war with. Like, or at least will not under most circumstances, right? I can see why fascists might do that, but not the democratic countries. And now this video is probably going to get completely screwed over because I have said the word that describes a certain political ideology, but I am just frustrated and aggravated, is really what it boils down to. Because I have opinions, TM, about how certain aspects of the Hearts of Iron 4 gameplay should work. And obviously those opinions differ, at least to an extent, from those of Paradox. At the very least, they differ from, the actual experience of playing the game. And I'm fine with that. I can accept that. The frustrating thing is when it is stuff that seems like it should be relatively obvious. Like, have the AI be more reluctant, at the very least, to declare war on people who are sort of their de facto allies. The enemies of their enemies. Right? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Or, that one quote about Chiang Kai-shek. It's just frustrating. Because I have put in, all this effort trying to redeem this country, and now along comes the British and French steamroller to say, no, you get nothing. And what's more, there's not even a system, really, for a functional... for a functional white peace, right? Excuse me. At least not as the defender. As the attacker, I think there might be, I don't know. But as the defender, the only option you have is conditional surrender. So even if you are winning, right? Even if you're winning, you can't say, hey, I don't want this war. How about we both just call it a day? That's not an option. Like that, I don't care how nigh impossible it should be, but that should at least be an option. And I don't get really why it's not. I just don't. And I know that, me ranting about this is not necessarily going to change anything. It's just me getting my frustration off my chest, which honestly I think is probably pretty helpful. Just for my emotional and mental health. Alright, if I could remember how to make... There it is, stone cutter. So it's 3 stone. Got it. So I'm gonna... Bonk bonk. Just cook up 3 more stone here. Yes, I realize that I've got a coal block going over here, but this is for the stone bricks. That gives 80. That's an even multiple of 4, which... Well, not an even multiple of 4. An integer multiple of 4. Which then means that by letting it go through, I actually have, you know, a whole number of stone bricks, as opposed to having to smelt 3 over here anyway, just to have an even, or rather an integer multiple of 4. Alright, there we go. Stone cutter. Bonk. And now, let's see. Let's take a polished deep slate, because we can turn that into just about anything else later. Polished deep slate. And let's also... Actually, hang on. I think... What's a blast furnace take? Do I even... I don't. Okay, I believe it... Nope. I believe it requires... smooth stone. I'm gonna wager that it only needs 3 smooth stone. Oh my... heartburn. It hurts. But yes. That has been my rant on Hearts of Iron 4. Like I said, you know, I have been kind of dreading going back to it. Going back to this game in particular. Purely because I do not look forward at all to having to wage that two-front war. Like, the Allies are democratic, I'm democratic, we're fighting against Russia. It's just... Like, it's just so completely unclear, like, what sides are anymore. And I guess that is kind of war in a nutshell, don't get me wrong. But also, just the sheer ridiculousness of it all. It's just absurd. And like, not absurd in a good way, absurd in, like, this game is suddenly significantly less fun for me way. I mean, I'm not even sure if there is an absurd in a good way, in this kind of context. I just know that this tree isn't growing, despite the fact that I need it to finish building the floor up there. More heartburn. I'm screwing over my voice. Look, I am not necessarily happy with the way that particular season of Liberating the World is going. Obviously, some seasons will go better than others. I think, this particular one, and, this is a topic that I'm going to have to talk more about in the actual series that I'm talking about, as opposed to, basically the wrong series, essentially. But... Come on. Let's just... There, that'll bit more elegant. So then... Now I have to figure out what I actually want this to look like, and that's going to be the hard part. Or, well, one of the hard parts anyway. Whew. I think I've calmed down nicely now. Huh. I can feel the heartburn raging just underneath the surface. If you've never had heartburn or acid reflux, as it's more medically known, it is not a fun experience, at all. Essentially, it boils down to my body disagrees with the fact that I should have the ability to digest things. And so now it is trying to digest itself as a sort of point of protest. I think... I think it might have something to do with eating fatty foods, in which case I am entirely to blame because I ate freaking salmon, which, you know, fish is a relatively fatty food, believe it or not. So we want a box there. Let's have the first copper be here. Honk. Whew. Alright, so I've had some, I've done some quick research just to pass the time while this copper has been cooking up. And according to that research, it was in fact not the fish, but rather the pie that I had for dessert that is making me suffer. This is largely unsurprising. Salmon's actually apparently quite low in fat compared to other fish, which, I know it's also not the necessarily fishiest tasting fish, which probably has something to do with that. I am not an ichthyologist. I'm not a gastro-whateverologist. I don't know these things. But, yeah. Maybe, who knows? Definitely not me. I'm in pain. Ow. So let's dig up these. Oh. Whew. Aha. Whew. Whew. Oh. Acid reflux is fun! Don't you just love it when your body rebels against you and causes you pain for no discernible reason? Me too. That's why I enjoy acid reflux. It's great! For masochists. People who want their body to scream at them every time they eat that's what it is. That's what it is. My digestive system is a min-maxer. And not only that, it's a toxic min-maxer because it screams at me when I am not behaving optimally. That's what this is. Yeah. I like this analogy that I have come up with. Does it make sense? No, probably not. I still like it. It fits. It feels right. Oh. Okay. I've done my daily dose of screaming. I think I've vented all the acidic gases now. Even though I can feel more building up, that's just gonna have to wait. Now, isn't it? Ah. Oh. You know, vocalizing, I think, is actually really helping with this. Again, maybe it's psychosomatic. Maybe it's Maybelline. But I'm doing a pretty darn good job of handling the acid reflux this time around. Which is darn sight more than I can say for some times that it's happened. Let's see. Yeah, let's actually have these go one higher before they start branching off to the side. Oh, that one. Oh, oh, that one was more than just a reflux. That was a burp that carried a little bit of the acid farther than the base of the. Oh, it burns. Oh, it burns, and I just placed blocks where I just removed them. Isn't biology optimized and fun? Ha. Oh, right, I want to have down here as well. Oy. Oy. I mean, it's nice that I've got a good song stuck in my head right now. I'm not going to sing it because I'm not very... Here's the thing. What you hear right now, what you hear in my videos and what most people who know me hear in conversation is actually almost the top of my vocal range. I have a very low voice, and I tend to speak towards the top just because... Well, when I speak towards the bottom, it sounds really uncanny coming out of this face. It sounds like I should be talking, like, with dark and imposing background music, and I should be scored in some evil villain type of way, rather than just being an unassuming guy with a beard. Also, when I go really low and gruff like that, it hurts my vocal cords. But even without going gruff, I can go quite low. It's a talent, but like I said, I tend to talk towards the top of my vocal range, partly because it's more comfortable, partly because it's easier to actually understand what I'm saying. Yeah, but what that means is that I can't really sing very many songs, like, well, because the whole point of the lyrics being in the key that they are in is that it harmonizes with the music. And if the music and the vocals don't harmonize because the vocals are in the completely wrong key, yeah, like, I sing a mean happy birthday in a real deep bass. Like, the highest I can go is a baritone. I do not have a very high-pitched voice at all. I mean, obviously, right? Like, this is the very top of my vocal range, which is probably about how high-pitched you've heard, well, I mean, without my voice breaking anyway. My voice breaks when I shriek. But without my voice breaking... excuse me. Without my voice breaking, that is the highest you'll hear me go. Okay, acid reflux, just get it yourself out of my system, alright? Whew! Whew. What was I saying? Oh, yes, right. Yes. Right, yes. Yes, right. Right, yes. Yeah. Like, I can sing real nicely, real deep. Like, take me out to the ball game as well whenever I'm at the at the vocal range. At the ballpark, I sing that towards the bottom of my vocal range because not many people in a crowded ballpark can hit those low notes. So I figure I might as well help out with the group harmony and go as low as I can go, do a little bit of vocal limbo. Which sounds kind of weird when I put it like that. Vocal limbo. Ugh. Yeah, I'm definitely going to end up reconfiguring this pattern later. But as soon as all of the copper is smelted... Oh, I'm not even... Oh, that would be a waste of some coal. So actually, yeah, as soon as this runs out, I think, unless I have enough to make it keep going, which I don't think I will. I have ladders, right? I think I have ladders. Do I have ladders? I do not have ladders. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna use dirt and gravel. Which is fine. There we go, bonk. Right. Yeah, I mean, I can also just climb up these sides. Oh. Ah, my throat. It is all acidy. Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough copper left over for the coal block. Yeah, I like to be efficient with my resources, especially when I'm doing hardcore mode, just because I don't want to be put into a situation where I have to worry about it. Yeah, the sort of nice symmetrical pattern I was going for doesn't really bear out with the more organic shape of what's going on here, but that is fine. That might even actually work out in my favor. Obviously, for now, I'm opting to just have a couple of doors down there. The end goal, end result I have in mind, whatever. Acid reflux, why? Heartburn, why? The end goal I have in mind might require, like, honestly, I might even, like, look into, maybe not command blocks, but, like, more advanced redstone contraptions. Because I think there might have been some stuff like that in more recent updates, where you can, like, move things, well, I know slime blocks, but I guess I could have, like, a layer of slime blocks on the inside and have this be sort of a, oh, ouch, sort of a double layered sort of deal. So I have, like, this outer layer and then an inner layer or something. But even then, like, I don't think there's any way to rotate stuff, per se. And if I were to try to, though, just get real messy real quick. Yeah. Well, that is something for future Ben to figure out. And present Ben is done recording this and needs to go take an antacid tablet or something. Because, holy heck, do I have heartburn. So, with all that said and done, and with my digestive system currently screaming at me, that is where I am going to call it for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you had no idea what I was talking about, obviously I can't do info cards because this is set to be made for kids, so you'll have to just go to my channel and look at my Liberating the World series. That is the context for that rant I just went on about Hearts of Iron 4. Although if you are a kid watching this, please do not watch that because it contains much swearing. Unless your parents swear in front of you, in which case go ahead and watch it. Yeah. who am I to judge? I've done my due diligence by YouTube's and my own moral standards. So, yeah, thank you again very much for watching, and I will see you next time.